intoxication, illness, mental disorder, or infancy is unable to give a reasonable account of himself may be searched for the purpose of ascertaining his name and place of abode.
You nak cari siapa yang
Ya, Doktor?
kategori orang yang kita nak search ni siapa dalam bawah section 22.
Orang yang incapacity of from intoxication, orang yang ada illness, mental disorder, or infancy. Ada categories of people, Doktor.
Kenapa nak search dia? Kenapa kita search dia?
As per the section, Doctor, is for the purpose of ascertaining his name and place of abode lah, according to section. Tapi in detail saya pun tak berapa nak sure, Doctor.
Habis yang detail dalam dua-dua tu lah. Dalam dua-dua kata kenapa kita search dia?
Purpose of ascertaining his name and place of abode.
Kenapa kita kena search in order to ascertain his name and place of abode? Kenapa kena search? Kenapa dia kena search? Kenapa dia tak boleh bagi tahu dia punya nama, dia punya tinggal kat mana? Kenapa tak tepat?
Person yang ditangkap tu tak berupaya untuk memberi details pasal dia.
Ya, kategori of person tu yang tadi lah. Dia incapacitated lah in a way sebab dia intoxicated, sebab dia ill. Dia mungkin dia because of illness he's ill, mungkin dia unsound mind atau infant. Jadi dia tak boleh account. Dia tak boleh bagi reasonable account of himself. Kalau dia boleh bagi tahu, tak payahlah kita search dia. Ini because dia tak boleh bagi tahu. So we need to search conduct body search nak pastikan identity. Tu je lah section 22. Siapa yang conduct search tu? Ni yang conduct search tak sebenarnya polis kan? Every person lawfully in custody. Ni maknanya dia umum lah. Ini boleh, private person boleh. Janji orang tu berada dalam dia punya lawful custody. Okay. Next is yang ketiga. Yang juga boleh search. Body search ya. Radin. Okay, Radin. Radin ada? Radin Ramlan. Tak ada ya?
Tugas rasanya, Doktor.
Oh, dia masuk lagi dia tugas. Okay. Nur Fahmi. Section 17. Saja. Siapa orang yang useless sekarang bawah section 12? So, you ada warrant. Warrant untuk apa? Kita ada search warrant. Search warrant untuk search tempat. So, bila dah masuk ke tempat tu dengan search warrant, dalam tu ada orang lah. So, orang tu kita boleh search. Body search. Kerana dia berada di tempat yang you ada warrant untuk masuk lah. Ya, hello? Nak tanya ke apa? Sekira je you body search pun, sekiranya benda yang dicari itu by its nature capable of being concealed. You boleh suspect dia boleh sembunyi dalam badan ni lah. Baru kita search body search. Kalau benda yang dicari tu secara nature-nya tak boleh nak disembunyi dalam mana-mana dalam badan dia, maka tak payahlah search yang itu untuk search 17. Cuma saya perasan kat sini dalam search 17 heading dia kata search of person in place search under warrant, meaning you ada search warrant you masuk. Tapi bila you baca the full sentence dalam ayat tu, dia tak kata ada warrant, dia kata whenever a search for anything is or is about to be lawfully made. Asalkan search dekat tempat tu, lawfully made in any place, asalkan search kat tempat tu lawful. So, adakah mesti dengan warrant kalau you baca ayat dalam dia? Macam mana?
Tak perlu.
Asalkan lawful. Mungkin search without warrant kan? Di mana dia terbuka lah. Ada warrant pun boleh, tak ada warrant pun boleh. Asalkan keadaannya adalah you boleh conduct search of the premise without a warrant. Search of premise without warrant ni ada beberapa lah guna section nanti lepas ni kita baca. So, kalaupun tak ada, saya faham, ini saya faham. Walaupun tak ada warrant sebab title heading dia sudah under warrant. Tapi bila baca dalam tu dia tak sebut mesti ada warrant, dia cuma cakap lawfully made. Jadi kalau lawful, search itu lawful walaupun without warrant kerana circumstancesnya lawful untuk conduct search without warrant. Contohnya apa? Contohnya mungkin section 62. Kita tengok section 62. Search without warrant. Kan? Tempat ni kita tunjuk pada tempat dulu. If information is given to any police officer not below the rank of inspector that there is reasonable cause for suspecting that any stolen property is concealed or lodged in any place and he has good grounds for believing that by reason of the delay in obtaining a search warrant, the property is likely to be removed, that officer, by virtue of his office, may search in the place specified for specific property alleged to have been stolen. So this one search without warrant, cari apa? Cari stolen property. And kenapa tak cari warrant? Because kalau you ambil masa untuk dapatkan warrant, there is a delay. Jika ada delay, there is a likelihood yang the stolen property tu akan di-remove. So you boleh masuk even without warrant. You guna section 62 nak mencari stolen property. So kalau you dah masuk kat situ, you jumpa orang. Dalam tu ada orang. Boleh tak orang tu kita search? Boleh tak kita guna section 17? Kalau ikutkan, itulah bila you nak pakai 17, kalau you kata nak warrant memang tak boleh search lah. Tak boleh body search lah orang dalam tu. Sebab you kena tunggu dapat warrant tu kalau guna 17. Tapi kalau you baca dalam dia, you boleh guna lah boleh lah body search sebab dia kata lawfully made. Itu yang saya perasan sama ada 17 ni boleh guna untuk tanpa warrant ataupun tidak. Tapi apapun, walaupun you tak boleh guna 17 di bawah section yang tadi, dalam keadaan tadi yang you masuk kerana cari stolen property, katakan you masuk tanpa warrant, tapi you boleh search, masih boleh search, body search orang tu, gunalah section 20 lah. Betul tak? Guna section 20 sebab you kena tangkap dulu orang dalam dia. Kat dalam tu, you kena tangkap dulu. Person found in the premise, you kena arrest dia. Ada sebab untuk arrest dia lah. Section 23, kalau nak arrest without warrant. Barulah you boleh guna section 20, you boleh search dia untuk cari instrument, fruit of crime. Guna section 20 lah untuk yang kalau search without warrant, kena tangkap je. Betul tak? Betul tak? Gitulah yang saya nampak. Okay. Procedure pula. The procedure on search. Bila dah nak search, conduct body search tu macam mana cara dia? Cara-cara body search ni ada beberapa. is now laid down by section 20 capital A. Ada dalam section 20 capital A CPC. 20 capital A CPC. Procedure on search of a person. Baca procedure on search of person. Nur Farahim.
Procedure on search of a person. Section 1, any search of a person shall comply with the procedure on body search as specified in the fourth schedule of this code. Section 2, notwithstanding any written law, the provisions of the fourth schedule shall apply to any search of a person conducted by any officer of any enforcement agency conferred with the power of arrest or search of a person under any law. Section 3, the minister charged with the responsibility for internal security and public order may amend the fourth schedule by order published in the Gazette.
Okay, this one apa dia yang dia cerita ni?
Pemeriksaan tubuh tu kena ikut dalam jadual keempat.
Dia jadual keempat. Jadual keempat ni boleh ditambah-tambah lagi ke? Kalau nak ada tambahan baru boleh?
Boleh dengan apa?
Dengan
Menteri tu
minister
boleh
lah.
ni lah.
Minister
Assistant
mana?
Minister.
Minister mana?
KDN lah, Kementerian Dalam Negeri.
Ya, KDN ya. KDN kalau dia ada nak buat tambahan ke apa? KDN lah nanti. Okay, so prosedur ikutlah jadual keempat. So, aku pergi ke belakang. Jadual keempat. Okay. Jadual keempat. Buka muka surat berapa? 324. 324. Okay. Pertama, paragraf pertama. So, sebelum nak tentukan nak conduct search and the type of body search yang kita nak buat tu, kena tentukan dulu sama ada objektif untuk body search itu boleh dicapai. So apakah objektif of the body search? Objektif yang ada. Baca Muhammad Iqbal, objective of search dalam jadual keempat. Apa objective of search? Muhammad Iqbal. Tugas.
Duti, Doktor, duti.
Natasah Sariwati. Duti ni penamaan calon ke apa? Kenapa duti ni? Ini penamaan calon
Eskort Agung.
Eskort Agung. Okay. Natasah Sariwati.
Objective of search. 1. A body search may be conducted on a person arrested only if it complies with any of the following objective. A. To obtain incriminating evidence of the commission of the offence for which he has been arrested. B. To seize contraband, the proceeds of crime or other things criminally possessed or used in conjunction with the offence for which he has been arrested. Or C. For the discovery of evidence related to the reason of the arrest or to preserve the evidence or to prevent disposal of such evidence by the person arrested. 2. For the purposes of this schedule, person arrested means a person who is arrested or a person who is in lawful custody after his arrest.
So, make sure you nak comply mana-mana satu daripada objektif yang ada dalam ni. Kalau you nak search tu, nak cari A ke, nak dapatkan B ke, ataupun nak dapatkan C. Salah satu sahaja. Tak semestinya semua. Kiranya umum lah basically kan. Maksudnya macam ni nak cari evidence, incriminating evidence, nak cari proceed of crime, nak discover evidence related to the reason of the arrest. So basically boleh je kan conduct body search ni tak ada masalah. Cuma you kaitkan dengan sebab you arrest. Ada sebab, mesti ada sebab untuk conduct body search ni berkaitan dengan kesalahan yang you arrest. Mesti ada kaitan. Kemudian types of body search, conduct of body search. The procedure relating to the general conduct of this search, sebelum kita tentukan jenis tu, kena tengok dulu what are the, so di jenis-jenis dia ada sini pat down, strip search, intimate search dan intrusive search ya. Ada empat jenis body search. Tapi kita tengok dulu general conduct dia. General conduct maksudnya kata apa, tata cara umum lah. Sebelum nak search tu nanti mana? Okey. Baca dulu the general conduct. Ini kiranya panduan umum ya. Sebelum panduan umum dalam menjalankan body search. Panduan umum. Okey, Nazrul Irwan. Baca paragraf 3. Nazrul Irwan.
Okay. General conduct of officer during search. An officer conducting a body search shall do so in a professional manner and have the highest regard for the dignity of the person arrested. Number 2, the officer shall comply strictly with the following procedure. Before any search is commenced, the officer shall introduce himself to the person arrested and shall be cautious, professional, and shall not use unnecessary or demeaning language or remarks against the person arrested and shall cause minimal embarrassment to the person. Okay. Yang B, the search shall not be more extensive than necessary to ascertain the existence of harmful or unlawful article believed to be concealed on the person arrested. C, the officer conducting the search shall be of the same sex as the person arrested with strict regard of decency. D, where the gender of a person arrested is in doubt, his gender shall be determined by way of an interview or through his identification card or birth certificate before a search is conducted by an appropriate officer with strict regard to decency. For strip, intimate or intrusive search, a second officer who is of the same sex as the person arrested shall be present during the search. F. No person shall disclose to the public any blemish, flaw, or defect of the body part found on the body of the person arrested during the course of the search. G. In the course of search, the officer shall respect the religious and cultural sensitivity. And G2, the physical, psychological, medical, and mental characteristic of a person arrested. In a case involving the removal of a female scarf or female headdress, religious and cultural sensitivity approach shall be adopted. When a person arrested in pregnant, elderly, or a person with a disability, the search shall be conducted in a proper manner, taking into consideration the state of the person's medical and physical condition.
So ni general outline lah.
General outline.
Maksudnya umum untuk semua jenis pun kita ambil kira perkara ni lah ya.
Doktor? Maksudnya kalau macam sajak tu siapa yang patut check dia?
Apa pandangan you?
Nak suruh pegawai officer lelaki ke perempuan?
Saya.
Jawablah siapa? Lelaki ke perempuan? Siapa boleh check dia?
Saya volunteer.
Tengok IC dia.
Tengok IC. Tengok IC siapa? Lelaki dah kan?
Tak pernah tengok tak tahu.
Tengok IC lelaki tapi kalau fizikalnya macam tu?
So sekarang ni kita tengok IC ke tengok fizikal? Tengok IC ke tengok fizikal? Ini dalam kategori in doubt lah kan? Gender tu in doubt. Gender dia kita ragui. Lelaki ke perempuan? So kalau you ragu, kita tengoklah IC. Kalau IC kata lelaki. So lelaki lah. Hitunglah lelaki tu.
Tapi kalau dia nak perempuan yang check dia macam mana, doktor?
Tak tahu, tak ada provision tu. So far silent. Kalau dia nak, dia
Consent.
minta.
Consent ada?
Adakah kita boleh terima consent dia? Mungkin ni yang kena ditambah baik tu. Kalau nak tambah kan.
Boleh sign surat lah.
Sebab dia, kalau ikutkan, dia takut nak ke polis. Sebab dia takut, inilah dia body search, lepas tu masuk penjara, lock up tu dia akan masuk dalam lelaki punya sel. Tak masuk perempuan. Jadi itu yang dia, antara yang dia takut lah. Sebab dia rasakan dia tu perempuan kan. Kita pula kata dia laki-laki, memang dia laki-laki. Tu IC. Tu akan masuk sel laki-laki. Memang.
Yang dekat D tu kan, dia cakap kalau person arrested if in doubt, his gender shall be determined by way of interview. Maksudnya apa tu? Sebelum or through his identification card or birth certificate.
Sebelum you nak tengok, kalau nak tengok IC, tanya dia datang ke betina kan.
Oh, macam tu.
Betul tak? Interview lah. Kau lelaki ke perempuan. Tak payah tengok IC. Tak, maksudnya kalau macam tadi, tanya je lah dia. Kalau dia cakap dia perempuan, bagi je lah perempuan. Kalau, sebab dia kata or kan. Interview or IC. So bila kita interview, mungkin dia memberitahu yang tidak yang seperti IC. Tapi tak salah lah kita sebab dia yang beritahu macam tu. Betul? Apa pandangan you?
Kalau lah kata doktor kan, sajak lah. Dia dah operate, dia dah convert lah. Dari male jadi female. Tapi ikut perundangan Malaysia rasanya dia tak boleh tukar gender dalam IC. Kan? Jadi macam mana?
Itu mungkin antara lakuna lah dalam undang-undang kita. Takkan you rasa? Ni ada apa tu? Kata kosong, bukan kosong lah. Tak pasti. Undang-undang tu masih tak cover dengan penuh kan. Dia cuma check interview dengan IC je. Tapi sekarang ni, zaman sekarang ada yang tukar gender, ada yang apa lagi. Satu lagi kalau ikutkan international human right apa tu, kita ada juga tak? International punya treaties tu macam mana nak treat orang macam ni sebenarnya tak dalam international punya punya treaties ke apa, dia ada cara sebenarnya dan dia mungkin dia favor orang-orang yang dah bertukar tu, dia treat dia dengan gender yang baru, tapi mungkin Malaysia belum lagi nak melihat sampai ke tahap itulah. Jadi kalau you nak rasa nak cadangkan undang-undang, bolehlah buat project paper you all tentang treatment of those yang dah ada gender punya apa nama kata, dia buat transfer kan. Dia mana dia bertukar, dia change those yang dah bertukar gender daripada ni ke ni ke mana, ataupun dia punsa, ataupun dia ada dua. Kalau dia ada dua gender macam mana yang ditentukan. Kan ni belum detail lagi kita punya law tu. Kalau nak tengok dia, mungkin nak banding dengan negara-negara lain. Okey. Boleh? Okay, sambung. Down. Okay, kita masuk pada pat down search ni. Pat down search ni, kalau ikutkan yang simple sajalah. Okay, baca siapa lagi boleh baca dah. Baca dah. Nazrul Nur Fahmi dah. Fahmi dah Dah tadi Siti Rohaya. Tak apa, bagi yang lain dulu. Balik pula pusing. Kita pusing round kedua. Siti Rohaya.
Okay, pat down search. Sub 1, pat down search means the act of searching the outer clothing of a person arrested, which is to be conducted by quickly running the hands over the outer garments of the person arrested. Sub 2, pat down search may be conducted when there is reasonable suspicion that a weapon, object, evidence or contraband is being concealed on the person arrested, and the search may be conducted in the following circumstances: A, at the time of the arrest, or B, before the arrested person is put into custody in a lockup or detention center.
So ini ialah bila cara dia ialah pat down search ni macam kita panggil bahasa Melayu tu tepuk. Tak? periksa tepuk. Periksa tepuk. Authorization, paragraf 5, perlu tak kebenaran daripada mana-mana officer kalau nak melakukan periksa tepuk? Tak perlu ada authorization. Any police officer boleh conduct pat down search. Ketiga, keenam, procedure on pat down search. Pat down search ni panjang juga prosedur dia. Okay, kita ada 13 orang je. Kita asal kelas kita ada berapa orang? 20 lah. Kan? Mama yang ini bertugas
Yang polis officer ramai tak ada, doktor.
Tak apa, hari ni kita belajar body search. Saya tak masuk search of premise. Body search ni dia orang boleh baca je lah daripada buku. Okay. Orang sama je lah. Okay, saya start dari atas balik. Adham, baca Adham. Paragraf 6.
Paragraph 6. Procedure on pat down search. Whenever any officer of an enforcement agency conferred with the power of arrest or search of a person under any law conducts a pat down search on a person arrested, the following procedure shall be complied with. A. The person shall first ask the person arrested to declare any item, object, evidence or contraband on his body or clothing that is harmful or unlawful. B. The officer shall then ask the person arrested to remove any personal items from the pockets or other parts of the clothing, to turn pocket linings out, to place the personal items in a place where they can be seen by the officer. C. The officer may ask the person arrested to remove from his body any jewelry, watch, footwear, sock, belt, headwear, bag, pouch, and prosthetic device, and place the items where they can be seen by the officer. D. The officer may instruct the person arrested to face his back towards him with his arms raised in such position that his palms are resting on the head and the legs are spread wide enough to a reasonable distance for the search to be conducted. E. If there is a wall or vehicle nearby, the person arrested may be asked to face or lean on the said wall or vehicle, and the officer shall position himself slightly to one side at the rear of the person arrested.
Okay,
Okay,
alright.
F.
Okay, alright. Thank you. So, yang boleh conduct pat down search ni kalau bawah paragraf 6 ni siapa?
Any
Any
officer of enforcement
officer.
agency.
Any enforcement officer.
Whenever any officer. Maknanya enforcement officer boleh buat pat down search kan?
Boleh.
Ya, orang yang enforcement officer ni boleh ya. Dengan syarat conferred with the power of arrest. Kalau ikut ni lah. You ada power of arrest, and then di situ you boleh lah conduct search of person yang you arrest tadi. Betul tak? Maknanya enforcement officer pun boleh conduct pat down search ya. Okay. Sambung Ahmad Zamili.
F. The officer may either run his finger through the person arrested hair or squeeze it without pulling the hair, and he may also ask the person arrested to run his finger vigorously through his own hair. G. The officer may start off the pat down search beginning with one side of the person arrested and later proceeding to the center back, and then the other side, and upon completion of the back of the person arrested, the officer may instruct him to turn around and proceed to check the front of the person arrested in a similar manner. The officer may proceed to search the person arrested in a manner from top to bottom, running the hand over the neck and collar, shoulder and down the arm to the hand, under the armpit and down the trunk of the body, checking the pockets, seam and hems, and other recess in the clothing and ending at the waistline, and for female, the officer may pass the hand over and under the person arrested breast.
Okay.
I.
Right. Okay. Cuba. Itu dia antaranya lah kan sambungan cara-cara pat down search. Sambung Katina. Katina. Katina ada.
Ada. Sampai mana tadi? J.
I.
I.
Baca I.
Okay. The officer may instruct the person arrested to loosen his waistband. If any, they check the bands or waistline since the belt loops. The officer may run the hands around the person arrested waist and proceed down the buttocks and leg, and the officer may use both hands when searching the legs, paying particular attention to seams and cuff. J. The officer shall not pass the hand over the person arrested genital area when searching the trunk and legs of the person arrested. K. The search shall, wherever possible, be done out of the public view, and the officer shall satu, conduct the search having due regards the security of the situation and evidence to be recovered, and as reasonably practical, cause minimal embarrassment to take reasonable care to protect the dignity of the person, and prepare a list of things seized in the course of the search and signed by the person arrested, and he shall be given a copy thereof. L. Any part of the search conducted in a lockup or detention center shall be recorded in station diary or proper book of record as the case may be.
So that is pat down search. So detail pat down search ni bila nampak tepuk-tepuk aja Kalau ikutkan prosedur dia boleh detail lah. Ya, detail. Ada soalan? Okay, now habis on pat down search. Kedua ialah strip search. Strip search ni kita buka baju kat seluar lah. Okay, strip search. Muhammad Faizani. Paragraf 7.
Saya Dr.
Ya.
Paragraph 7, strip search. 1. A strip search means a search involving the removal of some part of outer clothing or removal of all the person arrested's clothing, and during the search, the person arrested may be allowed to remain partly clothed by allowing him to dress his upper body before removing items of clothing from his lower body. 2. The strip search may only be conducted in the following circumstances. A. An arrest has been made, and B. When there is reasonable suspicion that the person is concealing an object, evidence, contraband, or weapon on him. 3. A strip search may be conducted before a person arrested is detained in a lockup or a detention center, or may also be conducted whenever he re-enters the lockup or a detention center where there is a reasonable suspicion that the person is concealing an object, evidence, contraband, or weapon on him.
Sebelum sambung ya, sebelum sambung.
Sambung lagi.
Sebelum sambung, siapa yang conduct strip search?
Sama juga doktor yang enforcement agency conferred with arrest power tu lah.
Oh, tapi yang tu untuk pat down.
Sama kot.
Dalam yang tu ni tak ada tak macam tu. So whenever an officer or of any officer with the power conduct pat down search. 6 tu dia bagi you conduct pat down search je. Dia tak bagi conduct strip search. Kalau ikutkan ni paragraf 7 ni tak ada. Pat down je. Itu persoalan je lah. Adakah dia tak bagi?
Kita kena baca paragraf 8 doktor.
Ada lagi 8. Sambung. Sambung lah.
Paragraph 8.
Dia ada jawab
Authorization to conduct strip search. 1. A strip search shall not be conducted without the prior approval of a police officer not below the rank of inspector, or in the case of any other enforcement agency, by an officer whose rank or authority is equivalent to the rank or authority of inspector. 2. The approval under subparagraph 1, if given orally, shall be reduced in writing by the officer conducting a search, in the case of a police officer, into the station diary, and in the case of any other enforcement agency, such approval shall be recorded in a proper book of record.
Jawapan ni kat situ boleh ke tidak?
Boleh.
Boleh, tapi ada certain rank lah. Rank dia inspector kan? Officer tu mesti level dia sama dengan level inspector.
Kalau government grade 41 ke atas lah. Ini ada.
Baik, kita sambung pula. Muhammad Effendi. Procedure on strip search.
Okay, Doctor. Procedure on strip search. Number 9. Whenever any officer of any enforcement agency conferred with the power of arrest or search of a person under any law conducts a strip search on a person arrested, the following procedure shall be complied with. A. The search shall be conducted in a private room out of the view of anyone outside the room, and no recording or communicating device shall be allowed in this room, including phones and cameras, and only the officer conducting a search, the second officer, and the person arrested shall be present in the room during the entire search. B. The officer conducting a search shall first explain in a language that the person arrested understands that the person arrested shall be required to take off his clothes and to declare any item, object, evidence, or contraband on his body or clothing that is harmful or unlawful. C. The strip search does not require that the person arrested removes all his clothes at the same time. D. The search shall be divided into the search of the upper torso, arms, and head, and the search of the lower torso from the navel downwards. And in conducting the search, a male person shall be allowed to put on his shirt before removing his trousers, and a female person shall be allowed to put on her blouse and upper garments before removing her pants or skirt.
Okay, alright, thank you. So, faham tak situ? Ada soalan? Tak ada Nanti faham lah dia kena remove part by part, tak boleh remove all clothes at the same time. Okay, Natasha. Sambung. Kita dekat ini.
Number berapa? 9
9E.
9E. E. All the removed clothes and personal items shall be thoroughly inspected in the full view of the person arrested to ensure that there are no incriminating weapons, object, evidence, or contraband concealed. F. To check the person arrested hair, the officer conducting a search may comb through the person's hair, and if the hair is dreadlocked or matte, the officer will have to use his fingers to squeeze the person's hair without pulling it. G. To search the ears, the officer may 1. Check the crevice behind the ear and have the person arrested lift his hair away from the neck, and 2. Inspect the ear canal of the person by looking into the ear canal, and for this purpose a flashlight may be used. H. In conducting a search of the nasal passage, the officer conducting a search may instruct the person arrested to tilt head back to observe and inspect the nasal canal and nostril, and for this purpose a flashlight may be used.
Okay, thank you. So, ni detail kan? Strip search ni tengok telinga, tengok rambut, tengok apa lagi. Lepas ni nak tengok mulut pula. Nasrul Irwan. Hai.
Saya mute. Okay. To search the mouth. Okay. The officer may instruct the person arrested to roll back his tongue to observe under the tongue, instruct the person arrested to stick his tongue out to observe the back of the throat, instruct the person arrested to pull his upper and lower lip from the gum to inspect the gum lines, or instruct the person arrested to remove his dentures or false palate plate in if any for inspection. Okay. For an inspection of the person torso from the navel upward, the person arrested is allowed to wear his lower garment, and the officer may instruct the person arrested to stand in a position with his arm raised and palm resting on the head. To conduct a visual inspection of the person arrested, either by asking the person to turn 360 degrees slowly, or the officer may walk around the person. Three, inspect both his armpit, entire torso, and belly button, and if the person arrested is obese, he may be instructed to lift any skin to inspect any crevice that may not visible. Instruct a female person to lift and separate his breast to inspect all sides, and inspect the whole arm and all fingers. Okay. For inspection of the lower torso below the navel and the leg, the person arrested shall be allowed to wear his upper garments, and the officer may one instruct the person arrested to remove all clothes covering the bottom half from the navel downwards. Conduct a visual inspection of the person arrested, either by asking the person to turn 360 degrees slowly, or the officer may walk around the person.
Okay, saya sambung. The officer shall have minimal physical contact with the person arrested. Minimumkanlah physical contact during the search involving his intimate part of the body.
Okay.
After the search is completed, the person arrested shall be allowed to put on his clothes. A list of all things seized in the course of the search shall be prepared by the officer conducting the search and signed. So search list. Ini punya search list kan, dapat any incriminating evidence. Buat satu senarai bongkar dan senaraikan apa yang jumpa tadi. So itu adalah sweep search. Ya. Okay, next is intimate search. Intimate search ni ialah memeriksa rongga badan yang lain lah, selain yang mana yang ada rongga tu. Kita dah periksa masa sweep search tadi dah tengok mulut, nak tengok telinga, dah dalam masa sweep search lah. Tapi mungkin ada bahagian private part tu mungkin dimasuk dalam kategori intimate search. Intimate search siapa Nur Farahin intimate search.
Intimate search. Okay. One, an intimate search means a search which consists of the physical examination of a person arrested body or orifice other than the mouth, nose and ears. Two, the intimate search may only be conducted in the following circumstances. A, an arrest has been made, and B, the officer has a reasonable suspicion whether or not the pat-down search or strip search is conducted, that the person arrested is concealing a weapon, object of evidence or contraband in his body orifice.
Sambung tuan.
Authorization to conduct intimate search. An intimate search shall not be conducted without the prior approval of a police officer not below the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Police, or in the case of any other enforcement agency, by the officer whose rank or authority is equivalent to the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Police.
Ini selalu pengarah tu. Kalau ASP, kalau agensi lain.
Grade 44 doktor.
Oh, dia bagi grade Okey, 44. Okey. Okey, sambung Nur Fahmi. So nak daripada private part, nak keluar hanya kena squat. Tak boleh ada even intervention, external intervention tak boleh. Squat je. Squat, batuk 10 kali dah. Kalau tak keluar tak ada. Kalau tak keluar juga tak adalah. Itu je. Itu intimate. Okay, last kali intrusive search. Search Radin. Radin?
Duty doktor.
Hirohaya.
Intrusive search. Sub 1. An intrusive search means a search involving the examination of a person arrested to determine the existence of any object, evidence, weapon or contraband inside the body or body orifices of the person and includes the removal of such object, evidence, weapon and contraband. Sub 2. The intrusive search shall only be conducted by a government medical officer or a medical officer or by any hospital assistant or a registered nurse acting under the government medical officer or a medical officer's direction.
Sambung.
14. Authorization to conduct intrusive search. 1. An intrusive search shall not be conducted without the prior approval of an officer in charge of the police district or in the case of any other enforcement of agency by the officer whose authority is equivalent to the authority of an officer in charge of the police district. 2. The approval under subparagraph 1 shall be recorded in the station diary, and in the case of other enforcement agencies, such approval shall be recorded in a proper book of record. 3. A government medical officer or a medical officer, after being served with a copy of the request for an intrusive search containing particulars of the approval of the officer under subparagraph 1, shall, as soon as possible, conduct the intrusive search or direct any hospital assistant or a registered nurse to conduct the search.
So authorization kalau enforcement officer daripada siapa?
52.
Oh, 52. Dari 41, 44.
48 ni kot. 52 atau 48.
48 ke atas lah. 48 ke atas. Okay, procedure on intrusive search. Sambunglah siapa ni? Saya baca semua kan? Kita baca habis ke-8.
Procedure on intrusive search. Whenever an intrusive search on a person arrested is conducted, the following procedure shall be complied with. A. The person arrested may be taken to the nearest hospital as soon as practicable to the search to be conducted, accompanied by an officer. B. The accompanying officer, who is of the same sex as the person arrested, shall witness the search and shall take into custody of any weapon, object, evidence, or contraband recovered pursuant to the search. C. A list of all things seized in the course of the search shall be prepared by the officer conducting the search and signed by the person arrested, and he shall be given a copy thereof.
Thank you. So that is procedures on body search. So, dah tahu dah lah kan detail dah tu. This is search. Ni cari case ni. Case ni berkenaan dengan apa? Yang lagi ya. Search ni, so kalau you perasan ya, at the end of the procedure bila conduct body search, kalau ada anything yang you seize from the body of the person, you kena prepare a list kan. So this is what called search list lah. A salient feature introduced by section 20 capital A is, and the fourth schedule is the need to prepare a search list of all things seized on a search of person. This shall be signed by the person arrested and he shall be given thereof. Dalam section 64 pun ada. Okay, then barulah masuk search of premise. Yang ni kita tak masuk bina depan. Search of premise ada dua, without warrant dengan with a warrant. Satu nanti kemudian. Tapi sini lari nama tak ada. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan? Saya akan bagi satu soalan exercise lah dalam WhatsApp nanti kalau untuk biasa next week sepatutnya kita bincang exercise dalam lesson plan tu. Nanti saya bagi ya. Apa nama ni, exercise bincang, lepas tu boleh buat assignment lah. Ada soalan? Kalau tak ada, tu saja. Jumpa lagi. Selamat mengundi bila? Minggu yang tak lagi.
19. Tak ada kelas doktor kan 19?
Tak tahu, tak kisah kalau tak ada kelas, ada masa ke tu nak bincang exercise ni masa bila?
19 tu hari mundi doktor.
19 hari mundi 19 tu hari Sabtu. 17
Ya.
apa? 19 mundi Oh, tak payahlah kalau hari mundi tak payah buat kelas lah.
Buat kelas ganti ya doktor.
Kita gantilah. Okay, bila nak ganti tu, malam ke boleh, malam pun boleh. Sekejap macam exercise ni. Bolehlah kita, tapi yang Sabtu depan ni ada lagi kan? Sabtu depan ni,
Sabtu depan ada lagi.
Sabtu ada.
Okay.
12.
Okay, bolehlah Sabtu depan. Okay, itu saja ya. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum.
Terima kasih doktor.
Assalamualaikum.